Welcome to Business Recharged Podcast with your host, the Queen of Content and CEO of the Mac Institute, Dr. Felicia Mack.
Welcome back to Business Recharged Podcast. I am so excited to be with you for this episode because we are talking all about faith and focus. God did. Let's get into it. So one of the things that I have really been thinking about is, having faith, living on purpose, designing freedom for my life and for my business and brand. One of the things that I will have to say is that this sounds great. Like, it sounds easy, is kind of cliche, if you will. But I have realized that the thing that allowed me to move beyond making six figures in my business to ramping up to hitting seven figures has been faith and focus. Now, you may say, well, Coach, why are you combining both faith and focus? I'm combining both because it honestly takes a combination to really make the dream work, right? So I love, the song or the album, if you will, God Did, that was just put out and is all over online. And, Jay-Z had a very powerful verse, which kind of really inspired me to have the title of this podcast, God Did, but kind of switching it and coming from a different angle, right? So let me ask you a question. When is the last time you took a big leap of faith? I'm not talking about, I got myself out of my comfort zone or I did something that I normally wouldn't do. I'm asking you like a huge, huge leap of faith, something that required you to look beyond your current self, something that required you to obviously step out of your comfort zone, but to step out of your financial zone, to step out of your familiar zone in your family with your friends, to step outside of your circle, to step outside of the realm that you are working in your business, right? I was talking to someone and they said, I was like, tell me what you do. Tell me about your business. I was like, I really don't want to tell you about my little business. I mean, it's not that. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Let's stop right there. Because we have to start to get to a place where we're speaking life into not only ourselves, but our business and our future. And we have to be able to have enough faith and focus to be able to speak that in a big way, right? Like, don't downplay your business. I don't care if you haven't made $1 in your business. Don't downplay it. Anytime that you're talking about your business, you should be talking from a faith perspective, right? So a faith perspective is you talking in a place that is allowing you to speak life over your business. It's allowing you to see the clients. It's allowing you to see the business deals closed. It's allowing you to see the transactions done. It's allowing you to see prosperity come your way, even if it's not happening at this time. Faith is a funny thing because we all say, I'm filled with this, I'm filled with that, I have faith. But you don't really know how much faith you have until you're tested, right? You really don't know how much faith you have until you're tested. And I will tell you one other thing. The greatest thing that I have heard is that you never see a U-Haul full of items behind a hearse. Think about that for a moment. You never see a U-Haul full of items behind a hearse. Some of us, we're so focused on getting things, physical items, purchasing things, trying to one up and do X and do Y and Z, but we're not really focused on our purpose and our passion and building our faith muscles. So then when things don't work out, when things go a little bit left, we're the first person to jump on the bandwagon to say, let me get out of here. This isn't working, right? Instead of saying God did. Right? So we want to make sure that we are very careful on where our energy and where our focus is, because a little bit of focus takes a lot of energy. I'm going to say that again. A little bit of focus takes a lot of energy. Y'all know what I mean. I'm talking about when you say, gosh, let me sit down and do this one activity. Then you wake up or you look up and it's been an hour and now you're like, I need a nap. Like, I'm tired, I'm drained, what have you. Or you go about your day. Maybe you're working, maybe you're multitasking, maybe you just got a lot of crap going on, right? And you look up like, dang, what did I really do today? But I feel so tired. Focus takes energy. So when you use that energy and you're focusing on things that are not faith driven, that are not propelling you and pushing you forward, it's going to take away the energy that you need to utilize on the tasks that are going to take you forward. I was listening to an audiobook, and they were talking about it was talking about habits, right? And how to create habits. It was talking about the importance of making sure that, you have your to-do list and all these different things that they shared. But in the middle of that, they said, well, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And I'm like, but do we really? Do we really? Right? Because the reality is, people say, oh, you have the same amount of hours as Oprah. You have the same. No, I don't. No, I don't. First of all, I have a 1-year-old. Second of all, I'm super busy. I don't have 5 maids, 5 nannies, a chauffeur, a full-time stylist, a full-time hairdresser, makeup art, right? Like, I had to do it myself, right? And for those of you who are blessed to have some help, maybe you have somebody that can come in and clean every 2 weeks or once a month or heck, every week, right? But whatever that looks like for you, you still don't have those same 24 hours. And guess what? Oprah and Beyonce, they didn't start off having the same amount of time that they have now at year 20 or 15 in their, in their journey. So we have to make sure that we respect ourselves and respect our goals and respect what we're doing to protect our energy and to make sure that our energy is really pushed into a place that is going to propel us forward. Don't waste your energy on negativity. Don't waste your energy on gossip. Don't waste your energy on putting yourself down, putting your business down. It is not going to serve you. That is the biggest mistake that we make as business owners. And something that I'm here to let you know, that is not a faith act. That is not you having succinct focus and faith in your business and over your life. So I'm going to give you guys 3 things that I want you to do right now today after listening to this episode. The first thing is I want you to do one thing, plan one thing for the month of September, right? We're at the top of the month. Plan one thing that is going to allow you to get out of your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be something small, but plan that one thing because that's going to allow you to use some level of faith in your business. The second thing is I want you to get refocused. I want you to write down 3 areas of your business that you can really get refocused in this month, right? And then the third thing is I want you to create an action plan to actually get refocused in doing that, right? Sit down. This may take 5 or 10 minutes at tops, right, for you to do this activity. All right. And depending on where you're listening to this, if you're also joining me on my YouTube page, at the Mac Institute, then comment below. Like you can comment in below here on the podcast, wherever you're listening, and let me know, like, what do you really need to do this month to get refocused, right? To have that faith, to get refocused on your purpose and on your passion so that you can truly step into the role that God has called you to do. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, for this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for all of your support for our Business Recharge podcast. I am so excited about the great content we have coming up for this month. Remember that this is a weekly podcast. Usually we get our episodes out on Thursday, and make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast as well. And if you want to be a guest on our podcast, you can email info@themacinstitute.com and let me know of your interest, and we can have a chat. All right. I'm going to thank you guys so much again for dropping in to listen and listen. Let's stay recharged.